Yo, what's good if you're new? Welcome back if you're old. I got something a little special for you guys, because after all, I hit 100 subscribers. That was awkward. I'm awkward. Get over it. Hey, whoa, easy there, guy. Just because I'm getting more comfortable with the camera doesn't mean we're that close. Well, cool, not that cool. I'm gonna show you, but relax. My first gift to the 100 subscribers, thank you for being here, is right here. Now, if you remember correctly, we had a lift that broke, and that piece is crucial. It's the only reason the lift goes up and down, because it holds a little bracket piece to the suspension arm, yada yada. But since that's done, that means technical difficulties. 1 second. Well, hello there.
Howdy, neighbor.
You know what this means. If I can fit in the space where an engine could be, that means God doesn't hate me and I managed to get this engine out of this car. So that means you get another video and I get a little further in the process of getting this car running again. You're welcome. The only unfortunate thing with this here is now that the engine is out, I can see everything that was actually wrong. Aside from the engine not turning over, we also have bad mounts.
Brother,
really bad mounts.
what's that?
Oil leaking. Not sure from where. I want to say from the fuel pump, but I can't quite tell because this was also, let's see if I can get it on camera, hand loose. So it could have been spraying up from there, shooting up the belt and ending up here. But there's no real way to tell. A couple things have to come off, like oil pan, and I know the axle was leaking, or not the axle, the transmission was leaking fluid, and when I pulled the axle it came out. So these seals are busted, I'm sure, if not definitely. I'm gonna replace this with an aftermarket manifold, and then besides that, the transmission is solid aside from these seals, and once we get everything sorted there, we'll be good to go. Transmission is going to come off. I'm going to pop that onto the new motor, new manifold, and then unfortunately let's go over here. Unfortunately, the wiring harness that was so terribly patched together is not in the mail because I can't afford it. It went from like 75 bucks to like 500 bucks. So we're going to chill on that for now. Until then, I'm gonna try and get this guy as pretty as possible and back in order to drop back in here. This I think I'm gonna make clean, a little bit cleaner so that it's a little bit easier to drop everything back in. We got a lot going on here, but I do appreciate you guys being here and I wanted to get another video out, but life has been lifing and I'm sorry for that aspect, but happy to have all 100 plus of you now here and watching. I'm gonna do a little time lapse for the cleaning of this, and it's not going to be spotless, it's just leaves and whatnot getting pushed out of there. Okay, so I was going to try and take it off with all this stuff still hoisted, but it makes it a million times harder, so I'm going to drop it down, pull it off, make it pretty, and I'll be right back to show you. So boom, we have this off. I got the transmission off. It's over there in the corner, if you can see it. We have clutch out. We have flywheel off. Pretty sure that's a lightweight flywheel. It looks different from normal, so that's good. Honestly, don't remember all the things that we did to this car at this point because it's been so long, but not completely terrible. So the only thing left are the ignition coils. I'm gonna pop those out, put them on the new one. I don't really want to use much of the old stuff because it looks pretty terrible if I'm being honest. I know we need pretty much all new mounts. That's gonna be a headache. I got this new guy over here and it looks like it fits, but I'm almost positive. I'm pretty sure I bought an additional gasket to make it fit on this. However, new engine is over here. Drag it into frame for you guys because YouTube, you know,
We want to see it. We want to see it.
almost broke my ankle just now. So engines are heavy.
Everybody want to be a bodybuilder. Right. So nobody will lift this heavy ass weight.
But this is the new guy, or new to me, that's going on there. He's been sitting for a minute. He, she, non-binary engine.
I'm part of the LGBTQ community, and this is my best friend, Valentina. She's an ally. Talk, Valentina. Ally.
I want to clean it, but I don't have anything to clean it. So instead, we're gonna skip it. We will clean it when things are on it. So first and foremost, let's get that flywheel. We have all of our flywheel bolts. Wow. And it's pretty on again, off again. It's kind of like Legos, really. Once you get, I'm gonna be honest, I've blown through a few transmissions because your boy could drive stick, but he couldn't really drive stick.
Stop. What do you mean by that?
So, in the process of getting comfy cozy with driving stick, do some clutches, do some transmissions, and it got to the point where my dad was like, you know what? Low-key, f you. You're my son, so I'm gonna teach you how to do it. So, there's one thing I do know how to do. It's replace the transmission, because he made me learn. Because 1, no big deal. 2, you're pushing it. 3, you're doing it on your own, bro. So, I got to 3. I think it was 2 clutches, 1 transmission, but we figured it out. Moral of the story, always try to do a star pattern. There's 8 bolts to put in a flywheel, so just try to alternate as much as possible. You really don't want these stripped. You really don't want them not evenly mounted, because then you're in for much bigger problems. So do your best to alternate. And once you have that down, if you're fortunate enough to have a torque wrench, you can use that. I am not fortunate enough, so you gotta be a little creative. The flywheel will move on you if you don't have something to block it from moving. I've been using this extension for a socket. I'm sorry for all the noise, by the way, because that probably sucks over video, but
I don't give a fuck.
hey, if you want to see what's going on, this is how you see what's going on. Now that's interesting. So this engine had a little hole right here that I could send this through, but this doesn't have the same hole. It has a pocket. So we'll use that pocket. We will use that pocket. Don't mind if we do. And since I don't have a torque wrench, I'm just gonna tighten it as much as possible. But again, I wanna still do that star pattern and alternate so it evenly tightens and you don't have a wonky flywheel. I'm sure we're gonna have some warriors in the comments talking about, you need to tighten it to this PSI, blah, blah, blah. It's a Scion. Y'all's favorite comment, it's a Scion. As long as it's tight, you'll probably be all right. And all these bad boys are pretty freaking tight. And with that tightened, we can slide that out, grab our clutch. Once you have the clutch back on, add your bolts. I would just hand tighten them to start as much as you can, at least. If you can't hand tighten them, then you probably did something wrong. Am I missing one? I don't think I'm missing one. It doesn't feel like it. Ooh, hang on. So ideally you want to have a tool. You want to have a tool that can hold that in. I don't know where mine is right now. And I almost forgot about that step. I might be SOL on that. I know I had saved one because I was like, if I ever have to replace this, definitely gonna need it, but I feel like it got thrown away. And it's looking a lot like it got thrown away, unfortunately. No luck there. That is unfortunate. But we're gonna be a little unconventional. Let's see. Nope. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. We want it to be as straight as possible. That feels pretty straight. But if I'm wrong, this transmission is not going on. Never do what I just did. But for the most part, it'll be just fine. As long as it has smooth travel in and out, the transmission can have smooth travel in and out. So let's see here. That mount is bad. This belt is fine. So at this point, we take the transmission and we throw it back on there. Ooh, it's not light. Ooh, it's not light. I promise it's not light. I wish it was. Okay, so I know that mount goes in the back. So we take this. I don't want to get all that oil on it. So I'll turn it a little bit towards you guys and we will line it straight up. Make sure not to touch this guy, because if that pops off, forget about it. Forget about it. Trash everything. Start over. The amount of times that I touched this little lever when my dad told me very specifically, don't touch that. Do not touch it.
Don't touch the Nemo!
I touched it. I'm sorry. Irrelevant. If you touch it, you fail. You lose. So, these top two have to line up with those top two. But the gears inside this have to line up as well, or else it'll never go on. Ooh, we are so close, baby. So close, baby. Ooh, no. Oh man, I almost had that first try. Would have been sick. Would have been great for YouTube content. All right, let's try again. I'm gonna grab a bolt. Let's get a transmission bolt on there. Not these. If we can catch one of these boys, we are on our frickin' way, dude. Just so much in the way. All right, round two. On there, baby. Ooh. Second time's a charm. Get out of here. Hire me as a mechanic. Actually, don't ever do that. I do not want that employment. It is such hard work. If I can catch one, I'm happy with that. I don't care. I don't care. I'm happy with that one. If nothing else works, I am happy with that. All right, so with that lined up, that's great news.
1 hour
A
later.
lot of work and a cut finger. As you can see, this is the nice, pretty one that we're gonna put on. There's still a few more pieces that I have to take off of here. I wanna get a new oil pump. I know the alternator from this is new and it has to come over here. The coolant piping still has to come off. The AC denser unit, whatever it's called, has to come off as well. And then turbo manifold, and I also have to get another mount for this because this one is gone. So that's what's left. I'm glad I finally got these engines switched out and I can get this new one in without an issue thanks to the hoist that's no longer broken. So the next video will be the last video putting the engine back in, and the video after that will be engine starting, running. We don't know, we hope. So in short, thank you for watching. My name is Jay. Happy to get to 100. I think when I checked last, it's 108. Appreciate y'all. Stay cruising.